today's episode can really be a beautiful, gentle reminder that we can have our own inner non-negotiables for our safety, for our well-being, and that we
Yep.
don't have to be in the presence of people who do not create safety in our life.
Gabby Bernstein, a role model for spiritual seekers.
Bring it in, my friends. Alyssa, bring in our first guest, please. Hi, honey. How are you?
Hi. All right.
How can I help you?
I feel stuck at the moment. I've read a lot of your books, and I've got a big family meal next at the weekend, and I get very anxious about it. And I had a lot of abuse as a kid, and I've left a mind-controlling religion 3 or 4 years ago, and I'm looking at my own spirituality now, and my family are still in that religion. So my views and their views are very different, and it's a lot of conflict.
And you have a meetup with them next weekend?
It's Saturday.
Do you have to go?
Yeah. My daughter-in-law has organised a dinner. So I do feel I need to go. I think it's a hurdle that I have to keep trying.
Well, and that's what I'm wondering. If you have trauma from your past with your family,
yeah,
and the religious choices, and you have a different belief system,
yeah,
do you still have to keep showing up for it?
I don't go to any of the churches, and I've probably only seen my family once or twice a year. So it is quite a big thing.
What would it mean to you to say to your daughter-in-law, I'd really like to have dinner with you and whoever else feels safe to you, but I think I need to keep a boundary and maybe not go to this one?
I have thought about that, and I think I worry about people's opinions too much.
There you go.
And I'm still,
there you go.
know, I've always been that way, and I'm just beginning to think about myself. But I've always worried about what people think of me, and and trust. I don't have a lot of trust in people, I don't think.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah. Do you have children?
Yeah, they've all grown up now.
Okay.
My daughter left the same religion as I did at the same time. My son is still in the religion. My mum is still in the religion, and my sister. I left, and I think about all the time that I was there, over 50 years, and it's a long time, and I'm trying to I lost a community as well, a whole community of people. So I'm just trying to make new friends, and like starting from scratch again.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And this is the thing that happens quite a bit. I'm wondering if we can make this conversation about how to create healthy boundaries with family.
Yeah.
That feel safe for you right now.
Yeah.
Because there's a young part of you that feels really, really beholden to them, to this religion, to the family. There's a young part of you that, and I don't want to speak for that young part of you. I just can only imagine that you said it in your own words. You said that I want to make sure that I'm good for everybody else, right? That I'm lovable.
Yeah.
And so I can imagine how scary it is to think about not showing up, what that would mean. But I want to give you a really important message today. Sometimes no is the most loving response. Creating boundaries with people who do not make us feel safe is in the service of you and them. Because no matter how hard you try to show up and have things feel good, they won't. And everyone feels that. When you override yourself for others, you're really setting yourself up for a lot of discomfort. And I see that you
Yeah.
can really feel that right now, right?
Yeah, I
I
do.
see you feeling that right now.
I get triggered quite a lot.
Yeah.
And even
Yeah.
the thought, we was even thinking of staying up there, going in a hotel so that we don't have to go in the car and ride up there with them. And it's all it's like tactics. I'm trying to work a
Okay.
way of
Yeah. Let me just ask you some questions.
controlling my,
Do you mind if
you
I get a
know.
little bit curious about the feelings of the fear that are coming up for you? Is it okay if I ask you some questions about it? Like
Mm,
just really quickly, because I don't want to go too deep into it, but I want to just, when you think about going there and staying over, where do you feel that in your body?
yeah.
Your chest?
Yeah. Chest and throat.
And anything that you want to let me know about that feeling or that part of you that's coming up that feels activated?
I feel I want to say stuff, and I feel that if I say it, I'm going to upset everybody. But
Oh.
then I'm not very good with words. I always think of words after the event. I should have said this and I should have said that.
Would it be
But
okay if I extended some compassion and inquiry to this part of you, this younger part of you that's talking right now? What do you need? What do you feel like you need right now?
I'm trying to set myself up with a new community of people because I lost
You need
all the people.
community. You want
Yeah.
connection. Yeah. Beautiful.
I found a spiritual awareness group where I live, which I'm planning to go to the very first time on Sunday, where it's just a group of people meet. So I'm hoping that will
I want to
start
just
making new
acknowledge this
friends.
now. Let's just take a moment here. So you feel the lack of community, you want to create community, and you've gone out and you've sought after community. And also just right here, right now, you're here in the Dear Gabby community. You're
Yeah.
watching with a group of people, you're joining in a conversation with a group of people who have like-minded thoughts. You're creating community for yourself, my love. And I want you to celebrate that. There's a lot of topics in this one conversation, which I really want to acknowledge, which is that one, you can give yourself now what you were lacking when you were young. You can seek that community. You can seek that connection. You can be safe. You can stay safe.
When I say that word, safe, it makes me feel, I get very emotional.
Yeah. Yeah. So right now, one thing that you could do to help that fearful feeling inside feel more safe is to define some boundaries that would feel safe for you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you permission to be unapologetic about that if that feels good. Remember, it's what's best for your inner system is going to be best for everyone.
Yeah.
Give yourself permission to create boundaries with people who feel and are unsafe. Period.
Yeah.
Okay, my love?
Yeah.
Go back and listen to some of our IFS, Internal Family Systems Therapy episodes. That might be really valuable for you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And an IFS therapist could be really, really beneficial for you. Okay?
Yeah.
We'll put in the show notes the link to those resources. Let's take another one. Let's see what happens.
I cannot believe I'm on.
Welcome, girlfriend.
Oh my gosh. So I have been working so hard on myself for the last 2.5 years and have never done that in my life.
Good for you.
I've always been the under somebody, helping somebody else. And I found you about 7 months ago. And you are, I feel like I know you. I feel like I'm your best friend.
Yes.
Like I feel like I want to have girls' night.
Yes.
I bought the cards, the Spirit Junkie, Universe Has Your Back. I flip them every day. Like you have honestly helped change my entire thought process. And I just thank you so, so much. I just thank you for who you are. And the caller before, I hope she's still on because I similarly went through I had an abusive marriage that I stayed way too long, for 28 years. And it was also wrapped up with religion. And she can get through it, and she can draw boundaries. I had to do that. And it's amazing how you feel when you draw your own boundary.
What was it for you that really worked when you created that boundary?
Well, the first thing, I finally got the courage to leave that relationship.
Yeah, good for you. Yeah.
And it was like I won't go into detail, but it was a whole horrific, in the middle of the night, restraining order thing. But it was me actually seeking counseling. And I'm not sure what religion she was talking about, but many religions, we were kind of against, we didn't do like secular therapy. Like, that was wrong. You just like prayed or went to talk to your minister, preacher, whatever it was. And that's how you got help. And for me, when I left and I decided I'm going to try this therapy that's supposedly so horrible and so bad. And it was so, it was like I was cut open.
Yeah.
And all the garbage just was leaking out. And it took years of just really, just allowing myself to be sliced open and just, and then sewn back up. And like I said, have a new mindset and a new way of thinking.
Let's give her some advice now. First of all, thank you for being the Dear Gabby today. You are Dear Gabbying with me. I just find you extraordinary and such a powerful example for everyone listening.
Thank you.
And I'm moved deeply by you. I want to acknowledge a lot of what you said. First, we have to have the bravery and the courage to step away from the pattern. Right. Sometimes that happens when we hit a bottom. Sometimes we just have the grace of God come through. Sometimes we're pulled out of it, whatever that may be. But having the courage to change, right, get ourselves out of the unhealthy relationships that require boundaries. Right. And then once we've gotten out, how do we maintain and sustain those boundaries? And oftentimes when we're in family relationships, they can be very codependent. They can be, or marriages, they can be very manipulative. And so we can decide for ourselves what's non-negotiable.
Yeah.
So if you decide being in the presence of that person is a non-negotiable thing for me, then I'm going to hold that and own that.
Yep.
And I can be very loving and forgiving in the time and the order that is appropriate for whoever you may be and whatever you may be going through. You can be loving, you can be open, but how are you going to hold that boundary with love? And so really being able to sit in the seat of that boundary with love and compassion, say, I'm praying for you, I'm sending you love, and it is not right for me to be in your life in this way.
Right. Right. And it can be it might be a season.
Might be a season. It might be a lifetime. And it doesn't matter.
That's right. It doesn't matter. Right.
Just because these people were planted in your life, whether you signed a contract and put a ring on it, or you were born into their family, does not mean that you have to stick around if it's not right, safe, or healthy for you.
Yes.
And that's really scary when it's family stuff. And it's really scary when there's abuse involved, because there's a belief system that says, I have to stick around. I have to be there for them. I have to show up for them. And so today's episode can really be a beautiful, gentle reminder that we can have our own inner non-negotiables for our safety, for our well-being, and that we don't have to be in the presence of people who do not create safety in our life.
If you like this video and you want to get more Gabby, check out the next one right over here.